Chapter 123, You scared the crap out of me. Just when Su Cheng was prepared to talk about the next step, their office door was pushed open. It was Li Dazhuang. That guy furiously came to Su Cheng, deepened his voice, and demanded from Su Cheng in an interrogative manner, "Give me an explanation." Su Cheng lifted his eyebrows and looked at him from the corner of his eyes. "What explanation? Everything was going well, and for the joint operation, a special police unit was supposed to cooperate with you, but why did you suddenly choose to cooperate with other criminal investigation units and not notify us?" Li Dazhuang asked angrily. Su Cheng replied, "I thought you guys would be pretty busy and tired after seizing one big casino, so I got someone else to assist me with the port operation." Li Dazhuang narrowed his eyes. "Su Cheng, let me tell you, we may have personal grudges and you can come straight for just me, but you said that we would be cooperating together for this mission, yet now you are basically giving the glory to another unit. I won't let this go if you can't give me a decent explanation today. I'm not doing this for me, but our entire Special Police Force Department." Su Cheng looked at him and said in a deep voice, "You don't have to make yourself sound so great and selfless. What kind of explanation do you want? Can you get out first? This is my office. If you want to argue, then go and argue outside. If you want to cause trouble here, then maybe we can go talk at the Ministry of Justice." On the side, the 10 Team 2 members that had just pledged their support towards Su Cheng were also quite unsatisfied with the way their boss was being treated, so they all surrounded Li Dazhuang. "What do you want to do?" Li Dazhuang directly lifted his eyebrows and looked at the other 10 officers. "You are all irrelevant, get out of my face. You came to Team 2's office to stir shit up, and you are still saying that we are irrelevant." Li Chao and the others were all furious. How could this guy dare to throw a tantrum on their territory? Outside the door, Li Dazhuang's subordinates, who originally didn't want to follow him in to interrogate Su Cheng, immediately rushed in as well upon seeing how Team 2 was ganging up on their boss. "What do you all think you are doing?" Su Cheng's face was grim. He just let both sides shout and push each other around, as he coldly glanced at Li Dazhuang and said, "If you want to fight, then let's go right now. If anyone wants to fight me, just come out. Don't be all talk." Just as he said that, the 5 guys on Li Dazhuang's side directly shut up. Li Dazhuang snorted, "In short, you have to give us an explanation for going around our department for reinforcement. What's all the fuss about?" At that moment, the director of the Criminal Investigation Department appeared, and seeing how both sides were in a standoff, he loudly shouted, "You think you are gangsters?" Both sides immediately stood aside. The department director walked in, looked at Li Dazhuang and his men and asked, "Li Dazhuang, what are you doing in Team 2's office?" Li Dazhuang said, appearing quite displeased, "Sir, I just want to ask Captain Su about why they cooperated with the criminal police unit instead of the special police force for this port operation. If the reason was because of the personal grudge between me and him, then I think Captain Su is being unprofessional and needs to be punished." The director took a deep look at Li Dazhuang and said, "Oh? What kind of punishment do you think he should get? The whole operation was directed by him, and it was extremely successful. Although there are still suspects that haven't been captured, the amount of cash seized is unbelievable. Do you know what level of accomplishment this is?" Li Dazhuang was still not willing to give up. "I know, but during the operation, we from the Special Force unit didn't feel that we were respected, even though I'm personally okay with it." The director sneered, "I know that not calling you guys up for the operation probably felt like the credit that was supposed to be yours got handed to someone else. It's natural to feel angry about it, but I'm just curious, your department director didn't even jump out yet, so why are you so anxious to speak up?" Li Dazhuang suddenly felt a little guilty, but he still attempted to put on a tough man image. "I just want to know if Captain Su didn't ask us because of my personal grudge with him." "Director, then let me tell you, the decision to temporarily call the Criminal Investigation Unit to reinforce Su Cheng instead of calling the Special Police Unit was also my decision." Li Dazhuang's eyes immediately became bigger. "What? Director, it was your decision? But why? You want to know why?" The director scanned the officers from the Special Force Unit as if he was interrogating them, and he said in a deeper voice, "Because from the previous operation, we found a mole in our HQ. And this mole is from the Special Force Unit." The Special Force officers were dumbfounded, and someone immediately said, "That's not possible, right?" The director replied, "In our original plan, we could trace them all the way back to the underground money house, but during the process, someone leaked our operation, causing the operation to fall apart in the end. At this moment, the director glanced at Li Dazhuang's guys with another layer of meaning and coldly said, "If I find out who the mole is, I don't think I need to remind you all of the consequences. Your director already got my report, so you guys should go back to your department and check yourselves first." Since the director already brought this up, Li Dazhuang and the others didn't have the face to stay here any longer. After they left, Li Dazhuang's men saw Li Dazhuang's face wasn't looking too well. "You guys go first, I need to go to the washroom first." After saying that to his subordinates, Li Dazhuang went to the washroom, and he immediately took out his phone to delete his call history. But, he was still feeling uneasy about it. Even if he deleted it on his end, the other end would still have it. The other end had to delete it too. Earlier, the reason he went to Team 2's office to look for trouble was just so that Su Cheng could compromise and maybe leak him details of their next operation, allow him to let Westgate know in advance. However, who knew that the department director would come over? From what the director said to him and his guys, could it be that they were already suspecting him of being the mole? Li Dazhuang felt a sense of crisis. That was right, he was the mole. In the past, when Team 5 was working on Westgate's case, he used the reason that he liked Ranjing and got close to Team 5 to get a lot of information on their operations. He was able to notify Westgate in advance every time, and that was why Team 5 never got anywhere on the Westgate case. After Su Cheng and Team 2 took over, the reason Westgate dropped their guard right away was also because of what Li Dazhuang said. However, Li Dazhuang didn't know Su Cheng would be this capable, all of his plans were simply godlike. If Westgate could be given a second chance, they definitely wouldn't look down on Team 2. Now, Westgate only wanted to swear at Li Dazhuang, "You piece of fucking shit. You screwed us over. What was that about the incapable Team 2 you were talking about? What about the just a routine check with the tax bureau? What's happening now?" Crap hit the fan. After Li Dazhuang got out from the washroom, he saw Su Cheng. "What are you doing?" Su Cheng looked at him as if he was smiling. "Can't you see? I'm taking a leak." Li Dazhuang was trying to sound louder to cover up his guilt. Then, he walked straight past Su Cheng, but he heard Su Cheng nonchalantly say, "Was it you?" With his back facing Su Cheng, Li Dazhuang's eyelids twitched. Then, he turned around and asked Su Cheng with a serious face, gazing into his eyes. "What do you mean?" Su Cheng pointed at a stall inside the washroom. "Did you not flush?" Li Dazhuang almost choked to death on his own saliva.